stands before you. Art thou friend or foe? If thou art foe, then vanish thee back to the hellish landscape from which thou came. If thou art friend, then join me now, as we return to Golarian for more of my adventures in Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Now, when last we left it, we had rescued some knights, and indeed an aged storytelling elf, from the weird strangers who wished to burn them to death. Well, let's see what the storyteller has to say for himself. The blind elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some colour. The elf turns to you and listens closely. Is that you, my saviour? I recognise your footsteps. Determined footsteps befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation. The elf hands you a small black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it. Erebeth has explained why you were looking for me. I warned the authorities of Canabres that the local wardstone had been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only in the one guarding Canabres did I sense a flaw. A spot of corruption inside. A vulnerability the demons will surely use. They are able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. Who are you, and why did they let you examine the wardstone? The elf smiles faintly. I am the storyteller, just an old elf. And a bit more. I am old, even for an elf. I've seen many things and have been to many places. Not so long ago I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the Stolen Lands, led by a remarkable and promising individual. If you wish to follow that story, then I suggest you check out Yorkie the Barbarian's run of Pathfinder Kingmaker. My advice on the complicated matter of conquering these lands proved useful to that leader. This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services and I don't refuse. This is how I acquired a reputation as an old vagrant who's never hurt anyone, stayed out of other squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Erosian who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found a cause for alarm in Canabres. You wield some special magical power, some instinct? Storyteller chuckles. Yes. To an extent, but it is more a gift. I can see the past. Stories that have happened. I touch an object, and shreds of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions, and tragedies. I see visions, like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming the world, gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day I will gather them all. Unlikely, Mr. Storyteller, because every day new ones are created. What blight is concealed in the wardstone? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created, and it is hidden from me, I can only guess. Have you heard of the Red Morning Massacre? A dreadful morning remembered with fear, even by those not yet born at the time. A demoness called Minago, we've met her, invaded the city with a crowd of her followers, and started to do what demons do best, kill and desecrate. They say they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies, splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Could such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift of Amade herself? The locals think this is impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here, even the terrifying Baelor Karamzadeh. Their attacks were rebuffed, but they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted in the stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Discarda himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Canabres. And when the demon lord struck the blow, the weakened stone gave in. Now it's in demon hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight throughout the entire stone, and from it, to the other stones along the whole perimeter of the world wound. Why did you travel to the wardstone? I tried to see their stories. The visions I had when I touched the wardstones were unclear. I saw hundreds, maybe thousands of different stories at the same time. They followed each other like flashes of lightning. It is impossible to separate them. I couldn't understand where one of them ended and the next began. I've heard your storyteller. In that case, you must make every effort possible to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the wardstone. As far as I know, there is nothing like it in Canabres. The demons might have something. I heard the dying roar of Terendelev, the Silver Dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I would advise you to go to where Terendelev perished and search there for something. I'm sorry I can't be more specific, but intuition and a strange sense of rightness tell me to point you there. Can I help you? The storyteller nods gratefully. I appreciate your offer. I have reason to believe that somewhere in Canabres there is a manuscript authored by an elf from Kionin who witnessed Earthfall. Was it you? The storyteller's voice suddenly breaks and he stops for a moment. For personal reasons, I would like to examine it. But no matter how hard I try, I have failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found a mention that the manuscript exists, and it's held somewhere in the city. I assume it's stored in the Grey Garrison. They wouldn't let me into the archive when I visited. All those crusaders were nervous about the strange blind elf interested in their secrets. It's understandable. The crusade naturally made them a little paranoid, but now the Grey Garrison has fallen into enemy hands. I would be grateful if I could see the manuscript. Don't need to revisit that. I want to know more about you. The old elf permits himself a faint smile. I'm not surprised. A strange, peculiar-looking elf with unusual powers who comes from afar and calls himself a collector of stories. Such things usually spark some interest. I will answer your questions. Who are you and where are you from? Before, I would have said that I'm a blacksmith from Kionin who lost his sight and then found his true calling in a new craft, that of a story collector. But I've lately begun to suspect that these words are no more than a lie. The old elf chuckled sadly. It's quite the irony. I never thought I'd have cause to complain about my memory. It holds the stories of the entire world, but I've noticed more and more alarming signs recently. I encounter ancient stories and see myself in them. I don't remember those events, but stories cannot lie. So it means that my memory is lying, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm looking for proof that my visions are true, and for the reason why my past has been hidden from me. You look ancient. I thought elves didn't get old. The blind man straightens his bony back with dignity. As you can see, we do if we manage to live for many thousands of years. There may not be a single mortal in this world older than I. The storyteller sighs and continues with a sad smile. Anyway, it's not about time, it's about the stories I keep inside. There is so much suffering and sadness in this world, and in my stories too. I've lived every one of them. I've drunk this bitter experience and accepted it into my heart. It's hard. The weight of all this suffering on my shoulders. But I wouldn't trade it for any other burden. Where did you get your strange powers? The storyteller shrugs. I've always got along well with things. I used to be a blacksmith. That I know for sure. I've always felt the essence of things, their spirits. For as long as I can remember, I've always been able to feel the traces of memories and feelings left on things by their former owners. I don't know where this gift comes from. Maybe having taken my sight, the gods granted me another sense. Why did you come to the World Wound? Searching for truth about my real past has brought me here. I saw myself in other stories. In them, I was called the elf in the tower. Now, I'm looking for this tower, my tower, everywhere. I've been to many places. I've visited islands and deserts, but I haven't found it. And there are very few uncharted territories on my map. The World Wound is one of them. How do you collect stories? The same way a court philanderer collects his conquests. The way a healer is a personal cemetery of patients he failed to save. The way every person, including you, has a box of secret, most precious experiences deep down in their soul that no one is allowed to touch. The world is not made of things or even matter, it's made of stories. They move from the past to the future, piercing the world at the point of here and now. They give meaning to everything. They are the meaning, and everything else is only the setting required for stories to exist. There is nothing more real and alive than story, and anything real and alive can die or be destroyed, distorted, forgotten. But as long as I carry these stories with me, they will not be lost. This is why I don't often share my stories. By sharing one with you, I give you the right to tell it to others, to distort and embellish it inadvertently or advertently. How can I be sure that you will keep its original purity? Stories travel from one person to another. They change, become distorted, turn into tall tales. This is why I keep my stories to myself. I have no more questions. The Black Wing Library, we know why you were there, and we know you didn't find it because you're asking us to. Alright. And I also see our new friend Nino is here. Let's talk with her. Boy, I'm pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale the dizzying heights of future discoveries. Nino stops to catch her breath. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. Happy to help. Hand in hand, we will unravel the greatest mysteries inaccessible to the minds of ordinary people. Just imagine it, I leading the way, proudly staring into the face of the gods themselves, and you, my loyal follower, walking behind me every step of the way, writing down my deepest thoughts and admiring the profundity of my intellect. If we hold hands, you won't be able to go in front of me and lead the way. You are the catalyst which, when it reacts to my intellect, will allow the latter to grasp the very essence of the universe itself. I don't let myself get dragged into this. What? Who are you? Nino stares at you for a while, bewilderment in her eyes. Then it's replaced by recognition. Oh yes, my new follower. So what am I supposed to do? Oh yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievements. You need a slap. And try to induce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is a principle that underpins any training. She frowns, but only for an instant. I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologise for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again, lest I forget. But let's get back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley lying between Canebres and Dresden. As soon as it is reasonably practicable. I'll mark the place on your map with a large red cross so you won't forget it. What's so special about these ruins? I'm glad you asked. This is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project, and I won't pass up the opportunity to share it with you. Because you are my most loyal follower, and you are worthy of possessing such knowledge. Nino rubs her nose. And also because you are the first person to ever ask me about it, because nobody gives a damn, Nino. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the World Wound and I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed grey robe and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reasons for his absurd appearance. Do you know what he said to me? He said, I am the answer, but what is the question? Then he walked off in the direction of the World Wound. The next day, after I had already forgotten about the first encounter, I had another similar encounter. This time I met an elven woman, judging by the pointy ears sticking out from behind the mask. I am the answer, but what is the question, she said before taking off to the World Wound. And then I realised everything became clear to me. I know a mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad talents. Nino rubs the tip of her nose. After all these geysers weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After examining several maps, I determined that they were all heading in one direction. To a place not far from Canebres, a place which is marked as nameless ruins even on ancient Sarkorian maps. That's where I need to go. Unravelling the secrets of that place will be my greatest discovery. It will ensure my place in history or perhaps even in legend. How do you know where we have to go? Do you know how to find a beehive in a forest? You need to catch 2 bees, set them free in 2 different locations of the forest, and remember the directions they flew in. Then you take a map and draw lines showing the bees' routes. The place where the 2 lines intersect will mark the location of the beehive. Fascinating, yes? By the way, forest bees do not make any honey. Nino sighed. I use the beehive principle here too. For a couple of months I tracked the strange people in the masks and observed the direction in which they were travelling. I collected the coordinates, mapped their estimated routes, and made a discovery. All the routes intersected at the nameless ruins not far from Canabres. What do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew it was hidden there, I wouldn't be so eager to go. These ruins aren't very far from Canabres. You could easily get there all by yourself. Why do you need me? Ninio's eyes seem ready to pop out of their sockets in surprise. Don't you see? This is a legendary secret place. Who knows what may happen to me after I lift the veil and uncover the workings of the universe? My mortal body may be unable to contain all the knowledge. Or perhaps I will ascend and become equal to the gods themselves. You're hoping for a lot, I'll give you that. I need you to write down everything that happens and report my fate to the interested parties in Absalom. And don't forget to praise me, as I deserve, while you're there. You know these ruins of yours may turn out to be just that, ruins. Ninio shrugs. In that case, we'll write this experiment off as a failure and start another one. I don't know which experiment I'll try next. Well, I wanted to know. Well, now you know, so off we go. Ninio frowns. Did I just make a rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered poetic talent in myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly, say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it right away. Eomede says, Descaré, go away. If you play, you need to pay. Every shade of colour grey. I think we can write off your poetic abilities. Not the best rhymes? No, not really. Don't you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We've learned that I have no poetic talent after all. Ninio sighs. But it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would have been a little too much. Besides, I am catastrophically busy and have no time to spend on writing poetry. Tell me about yourself. I'm an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognised scientific luminary, future author of the Encyclopedia Golarianica, and rector of... You're full of yourself. That information should be enough to satisfy... More than enough. You see, the brain of any given individual can only hold a limited amount of facts. Why is yours full of stuff and nonsense, then? Besides, what if I make a great discovery, but I won't be able to remember it because my memory is full... Oh, shut up. I'll stop torturing you with questions for now. And I think I have to go. Goodbye. Shut up. Farewell. Right. Time to head out. Time that we headed back to the city. Market Square, I should say. Actually, let's just pop along to our dwarf here and sell some junk. Copy those. I don't think she can copy, can she? No. Ninio? No. Right, now we can sell. Let me have a look at the ring. Storyteller's ring. Hang on. Is there more than one ring? Yes. Ring of Sharp Strike. Whenever the wearer of this ring shoots an enemy engaged in melee combat and hits, the enemy suffers a -1... My boy? Lan? That's for you. The ring grants its a +1 luck bonus on all saving throws against fire. Doesn't really matter, that one. I'll take it. No, so I wouldn't mind getting a little healing going on. Right, let's head to the city. Or to the marketplace. To market, to buy us a pig. We've been in here at the start of it, of course. I'm sure there's plenty more to explore. What's there? Don't need that. And we also have a little sleepiness going on.
Yet another obstacle.
Yes, indeed. Not that. Ability. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it's already there. Move that along.
Cover me, all right?
Saved, unfortunately.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Burn! Slice! Behead!
The light, take you. This will leave a bruise.
No, a little bit, yes. Why don't you just use one of those?
Go.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Camellia. You're down, Lan.
You won't survive me.
It's all your fault.
Sir Yorkie.
May I see your entrails, please?
The inheritance. Guide
You're
my
down.
blade.
You should have listened to reason.
Unfortunately, they saved.
Endure this.
Let the attack commence.
No glory without risk.
She's down. Well, it badly hurts as well.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Well, you hit at least. Well, you can't do that.
I'll cut you wide open.
Lan,
Make every strike count.
and me. Missed. Well, she's not feeling too good.
You're irrelevant.
When you're an hippopotamus.
The spirits demand your blood.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
This pain is excruciating.
Slice! Behead, yes, behead.
Mind over muscle. You are today's sacrifice.
And we're done. Cart is laden with possessions. Alright. There's that. I could probably do with some healing though.
Together we stand.
That's not exactly helping you much.
Maledizium
My tail is restless.
I'm always open to ideas.
Are you indeed? You indeed. Right. Little healing on you. Oh no, you don't need to. Why am I healing you? Healing on you. We are in trouble. Sealer. Who's the last of our healing?
Wherever my legs carry me.
They will break against
And we have more fights. Very well.
You won't survive me.
into the fray.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Old Shift.
Distract them from me.
In effect, Cleric is immune to slumber, eh?
Endure this.
May I see your entrails, please?
All over your blade there, Yorkie.
Right, take you.
You should have listened to reason.
Time to share your treasures.
Why don't you try and slumber one of them? There we go, missed. Lan,
Make every strike count.
I'll get in there. You're done.
The inheritor.
And you're
Guide
done.
my blade.
Nothing from these. A little magic wouldn't hurt. It's a kind of magic after all. Okay, Lesser, I'm looking for you. The elf hunched over next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Gurundi's. Her teeth and fangs, and her hair is grey as a crone's. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. Take a closer look. Child may have fallen victim to some wicked magic. Curse may be or did a long service for the darkness forces. Twist her appearance. Who are you? Giving you a scrutinizing look, she says harshly. No point in your knowing, soldier. Trust me, the answer would only bring you misfortune, and it still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer you won't ever meet again. Who wounded you? She responds with a razor-sharp smile. Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist. I can heal you. With a resolute shake of her head, she barks, Don't. I can handle it myself. I don't like it when strangers cast spells on me. I can't leave you in this state. To the abyss with you, the elf cries, comes there to pull away, but the magic does its work, and the stab wound on her body heals quickly. Glaring at you, she mutters through clenched teeth. Thanks and everything, but the next person who uses magic on me without my permission gets an arrow in the eye. Oh, there you go. I didn't know we had any more cure-like wounds potions. What's with your appearance? A demon's handiwork. Some shrieking spawn flew across the sky, raining corruption down upon us. I was caught in the attack. It's fine, it'll go away soon. I know who you are, you're careless of the cultist of Discardi. That's a lie. Her crimson eyes flash and she says firmly, I loathe demons and I'll kill any I come across. Take a closer look. She's clearly holding something back, but she doesn't appear to be lying. Whatever it is she's hiding, her claim that she hates demons sounds quite convincing. You're not lying, but you're not telling me the whole truth. What, was I supposed to pour my heart out? She looks at you defiantly. You have your war, soldier, I have mine. You're fighting chaos and madness, and I'm fighting lies and hypocrisy. But we're both willing to die for our cause, aren't we? Why would Fawn slander you? Kael'thas's grim expression hardens further, as bleak and unflinching as the words on the tombstone. You're asking questions that are dangerous in and of themselves. I urge you to stop. The more you know about me, the higher the chance that a traitor's dagger will find its way into your back. Well, She seemed a bit dubious. I believe your phone is at the defender's heart. You should keep clear of the place. Never my intention to put a foot in there. Very well, soldier, and thank you for believing me. So, phone's not going to be happy, but then I don't really trust him anyway. So,
Now what is that?
we don't want to leave right now. What do we have here? What else do we have? Go down here. What's happening over here?
We'll make this quick. She won't feel a thing.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Can we really do this?
Listen, we don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
Fight them? A group of knights surrounds a young elven girl. She's dressed in rags that barely cover her hideous scars on her body. The beggar girl is on her knees, watching placidly as the people argue heatedly around her. It is as if she doesn't sense a looming threat at all. A black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
What the hell's wrong with you, fool? The knight brings his sword up above the girl's head.
They're insane. We've got to do something.
Yeah, I kind of agree, Sealer.
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me. Just do what you've decided to do.
You do realize they want to kill you. The girl smiles serenely as though she isn't at risk of imminent death. What's going on here?
We...
The knight's hands are shaking.
Our weapons barely scratch the demons' hides. We're sacrificing this girl to Iomade so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
Aha. You're quite insane.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
That's absolutely ridiculous. The teachings of Iomedae directly prohibit the killing of innocents.
Exactly. What were you thinking? The goddess would never allow this.
Whose idea was this anyway? I think it was yours.
My idea? I was against the whole thing right from the start. Who said we needed to make a sacrifice? Wasn't it you? You can't blame anyone else for that.
Please don't fight. All of you are good people, defenders of the city. You just made a mistake. Please don't hurt them.
You girl are strange.
The little girl is defending the people who wanted to slaughter her a minute ago. She's either a saint or she's insane. Maybe the two together.
Hey, I know her. I see her all the time on the street. She's a couple of cards short of a full deck, if you know what I mean.
It's alright, you're a couple of directions short of a moral compass, Walchif.
Hi. Remember when we used to play together when we were little? But then you went and got all big. And I stayed the same for some reason.
Huh? I played with you? Pull the other one.
You did. We played tag and hide and seek. Then you and the bigger boys came up with the game where you all threw stones at me. You laughed so hard. It made me happy too. But then you grew up and went away to do grown-up things.
You're a masochist.
Want to play with me now?
That's the only answer.
For the love of... Canabris is too damn small.
Go to the Defender's Heart. That's where the survivors are gathering. And don't even think of doing anything so disgusting again.
Thank you.
The knights hurry away before you can change your mind.
They're gone. And they all lived. I was sure that someone would die today. So many people have died here already. But we are still alive for some reason. Strange, isn't it?
My girl, you're the strange one.
But you shouldn't listen to me. I don't don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
Who are you?
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
I don't think you're an ordinary girl. And that crow you have there, it's not ordinary either.
No, don't be silly. I'm very ordinary. Well, I know different types of tricks, but Soot taught me those. Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me. She teaches me magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Magic tricks? You could prove useful when fighting the demons. And I'll be able to protect you from the insane soldier on the streets. Come with me.
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party?
Yes.
What could we possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
Sure, let's go.
I'm going to drop Nino because she's bloody annoying. But you came very close being dropped there, Camellia. Now, let's have a
War
look.
must end.
Oh, we have some healing. Good.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Let's see what's in the house. Ember, stop running around like an idiot.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
We have rats. All right.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Well, Jiff,
Cover me, all right?
it's a Yorkie.
Let the attack commence.
Into the fray.
Oh, good grief.
Go for their hearts!
Ember? I don't suppose they're... Yes, I assumed they would be. Lan.
You won't survive me.
Alright. Well, Jiff,
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
that's them almost done.
The light. Take you.
Oh, you're stunned. Alright, Ember.
Surrender or else.
Endure this.
Distract them from me.
Nicely done, well, Jiff.
Die!
And that's them done. At least one offset.
No glory.
You're out.
I'll cut you wide open.
Too late for apologies.
Make every strike count.
And that leaves one.
Time to share your treasures.
Burn! Slice! Behead!
Into the fray.
I think we can go into live there. No, we are.
Trail me.
Oh, you silly fool.
Must rest to fight.
I did not mean to do that.
This one was beyond me. I am helpful, am I not?
Something there. What is it? High armor +1. Maximum dexterity 4. Which would be what I have. There. Right. Keep going. An incomplete circle for a summoning ritual. Well, that failed. I have a feeling we're going to need to rest very shortly. I'm feeling we're definitely going to need to rest very shortly. We're all tired.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Save the last one for me.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
The inheritor, guide
You're
my
down.
blade.
Oh, we've got an illusionist. How?
I'm all right.
Cover me, all right? Can't you just die already?
He should have done. That was a nice hit.
Entrails, please.
So was that. Why isn't he down? Ah, you can sleep people. Camellia, you can also sleep people.
You won't survive me.
The light, take
You're
you.
done.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Let the attack commence.
Ember. Won't we see about sleeping her? Immune. That's a shame. Camellia. That's nice and easy.
Endure this.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Into the fray.
You're done.
Distract them from me.
Die, die, die!
Ember.
Hit you! The spirits demand your blood!
Make every strike count.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Ooh, ooh.
You won't stop us.
You are today's sacrifice!
One, if you
You
can.
crossed the wrong mongrel.
The light, take you.
And now it's just you. And your wizarding folly. It won't get you very far right now. Done. Right, off we go.
This way.
Looks like that's about it down there, so let's go up. Let's see what's across the little bridge we built. Athletics.
Thanks, Did we find trouble? You're so awesome.
Oh, we've got another bunch of demons.
Sit here.
Oh, you silly bond bugger. Ember. Camellia. Lan.
You won't survive me.
That's good.
Burn! Slice! Behead!
There's a dretch coming in. Old
Time
ship.
to share your treasures.
Ember. He's down. Camellia on the other dredge. And then we just let's go wild. Fun.
Endure this! Did we step on their toes as well?
And poisonous bugs. Could be a problem. It should be easy, but we are kind of tired.
Didn't know I had it in me.
Forwards? No, backwards. Backwards!
What's here? Even the huge pile of junk isn't enough to block the sound of exclamations coming from beneath it. Reveal, oh dearest darling beauty mine, why didst thou turn thy gaze on me, pray tell? Thy husband I called a friend of time, but love 'tis like an ocean friendship, a well. Oh dear, we have a poet, or actor, or some such. But Willis, actors, oh dear. How are we to live, my sweet? Pass me the ale, will you? Let's free them. The pile shifts easily, revealing an entrance of some kind of cellar. And there's an interesting looking chest among the items. Filled with jade ring, green quartz and 2 ports. Look, the door is open and now we are completely at the mercy of whatever's up there, if it really is a demon. We have nothing to fear. We have the power of inspiration. Oh dear Lord. Amateur dramatics. But hand me over my ladle and that rolling pin. Oh dear. The most frightening thing in the Canabres, an amateur dramatics group. Now look, it's not a demon soul. Greetings, kind friend and rescuer. I am Grandma Gretlin, theatre director. And these are the members of my company. Not a very big company, thankfully. Granny, that's not a ladle, that's one of the props from a malevolent leash performance. The one that Tina made. It's a scepter or something. She made it out of my label. She wanted to use a broom handle, but I put paid to that daft idea, says a dwarf with dignity. Oh, I've seen your show, you're very funny. Especially your play where the woman slowly climbs onto the chair while singing and then falls off again. But that might not have been deliberate. Well, it is actually a great tragedy about unrequited love. The chair, you see, it represents the tower of rock rising up... Oh, dear Lord. Rising above the raging sea like a finger of a giant. And the woman, she isn't supposed to fall, but rather gracefully cascade into the swirling abyss below, just like I showed her 100 times. But I'm glad you liked it. Definitely amateur dramatics. What were you doing down there? We were rehearsing. Alright. That distracts us from our fear and panic. The dwarf waves a label emphatically, doing a fair impression of a conductor. Really? When I'm scared, I eat. We tried that too, but our supplies ran out. But art, oh, art is eternal. I think you mean infernal. Can you get to my safe? Oh, don't worry on our account. We'll be going to our basement in the next street. That's where our lambkin is. I'm not afraid of demons with lambkin around. Lambkin? Yes, Lambkin, says the dwarf readily. He's our male lead. He'll protect us. Don't worry. We know what we're doing. Alright, I have to go. Thank you again for rescuing a stranger. Today you did a great service for Mendeviant culture. I think I might have harmed it. The culture of all Golarian. You will certainly be remembered in future eras as the one who saved the critically and publicly acclaimed Next Door Theatre. Oh God, please don't. Please, let me be an anonymous supporter. Or not a supporter at all. That also sounds rather tempting.
The heartbeat quickens.
Oh, what's here? Ghouls, is it? Ghouls it is. Ghouls gone wild. Good, they're over. $132 points left. Nothing up there. I assume. Oh, what's this? So sweet it is to kill. A demon. And they don't seem to be doing much to it. Unlike it to them, yes. Oh dear. Muggles! Oh dear.
I will fight.
Did you see that?
Well, you're down.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Healing!
I think I did.
Grey hair, ashen skin. This person fell prey to an abasu. The demon sucks the very life essence from its victims and transforms them into ghouls. Oh, bugger. Not really the way you might want to go, I'm guessing. But in the meantime, you need some healing, Sealer. I could rather use some myself. Chest.
Not this time.
A bright
I
future
crave
awaits
for
us.
adventure. This way.
You can't even try it again. What about me?
Shake a leg.
I can't try it this time. Oh dear. Well, I guess that's jammed shut. I guess we go up here now. Going to have to rest soon. I'm trying not to rest too quickly though. Who's this? A short hooded figure is poking about some bodies lying in the middle of the street. The stranger drags the first bodies off the road, respectfully props up against the wall, and places the corpse's hands on its chest. The figure then freezes as if hesitating, and you see him reach out his hand towards the beautiful gold amulet hanging around the corpse's neck. Well, I don't think it's doing the corpse any good right now. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? The stranger almost jumped out of his skin and the hood falls from his head. Under a mop of red curls, a round halfling face looks up at you. Oh, I thought you were demons. Good day to you, good sir. Sealer's eyebrows lift in apparent surprise. Curl, is that you? The halfling looks at Sealer and smiles broadly. Oh, Lady Sealer, you're alive. Goodness me, that's the second bit of good news on an otherwise lousy day. What was the first bit of good news? Stick around and see for yourself. Sealer, who is this? Meet Rimby, better known as Curl. He hails from Canabres and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Sealer smiles and then adds a little more seriously. Curl, probably none of my business, but you should ask yourself if what you were about to do is right. The halfling's cheeks flush, and he hides his hands behind his back. I just thought... Oh, it doesn't matter. Can you tell me anything useful about what's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good sir. I just left the Defender's Heart. Before that, I was holed up in there, too scared to leave, although spending all that time under Commander Ira best knows was something. She's a strict one, and when she gets antsy... Yeah, I'd agree with that. even as a friend of hers. Well, new friend. Don't even start. I've had enough of her breathing down my neck to last a lifetime. So what are you doing here, robbing corpses? No, the halfling protests. Rimby Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. Why not? Not doing any good for the corpse, is it? I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the road. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission, and we need to get through. He's interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on the paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it, and a young man in knight's armour is walking alongside. Even from a distance you can see his tanned face and blue eyes shining brightly. The halfling straightens up to see. A terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. As he's speaking, the newcomers notice you, and the knight cries out in jubilation. Sealer! I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were headed to the main square, the centre of the demons' attack. The half-elf smiles warmly at Sealer. My friend! Glad to see you're all right. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And when demons appeared all of a sudden, I realised that was the reason why I'd been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up and I was proved right. Sealer's face lights up with joy. So you're the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Jenna are alive. Actually, by good news, I meant that we'd found the beer cart. Sir Ellen and Jenna being alive amounts to a quarter of good news. Well, maybe half. Ah, he's a brat. A beer cart? How about sharing some with us? The half-elf winks rakishly. Certainly, give me your flask, friend. And if you walk with us to the Defender's Heart, we can have a more thorough sampling of the spoils here. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Janna, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the three of us will be enough to fight off an attack, if there is one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than just carrying barrels of beer, I'll wager. By the way, my name is Elon. Sir Elon of the Hound Hearts. I'm glad to meet someone who survived the madness. You haven't told me how you met Sealer. I'll save that story till we're all back at the Defender's Heart. You're going to go there, aren't you? We'll have a reason to toast our spoils. I'm not going to rat and curl. Alright, so long. We'll meet you there. Sure you will. Come to the tavern. We'll celebrate the valiant rescue. And we've found her friend. Nice. 16 more. And then we get a promotion.
Yet another obstacle.
Oh, we have more of these.
To the fray!
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
Can we rest now? No? How about now?
And we gain promotion. Yes. Constitution. Endurance, great fortitude or trip. Skill focus. Now, try to I've done those. Try to skill focus. +3 bonus on all checks involving the chosen skill. So I can put that onto stealth. And we have skill focus, and we have cat familiar, tiefling. Hang on. Oh, class skill as well. Yes, good. Good, so we've got that on stealth. Sealer! You are going to be a dragon. If you're going to be a dragon, you're going to need to also be something else. I don't think you're going to gain many levels as that, but you'll gain the spells. I think maybe a straight bard might be fine for you. Or we could go sorcerer. Do you have some dragon blood in you? Not Imperial. Would have to be straight sorcerer. No, I think we are indeed going to put you as a... Could go magus. Eldritch Scion. But no, no, no. Oh, you're making it hard to decide. I don't see you using a lot of different spells, Sealer. But then... Oh, you're being difficult for me, aren't you? I can take Eldritch Scion. And I can make it so that you can then cast in your hand. Of course, the problem that we have, as any Eldritch class sealer, is you're going to fail a lot of your spells. You know what? We're going to be an Eldritch Scion. You are, after all, a knight, essentially. Yes. Ah. That one doesn't gain according to that, does it? Or does it? Let me see. What does it gain by? I'm not sure if that does gain by charisma. So I'll put you as a bard. A straight up bard. You're fine. And then, Sealer. Right. Right. Give you some grease. And give you cure light wounds so you can be a healer as well. Familiar! You're staying as a spirit hunter for now. Dex +5. And that, and that. Actually, no, that. You can have the evil eye as your second. Lan! Lan, my friend! You're not staying as a Zen archer. You're going to be a cleric. You can't be a priest of balance. Ah, you can't be a priest of balance. I thought you could. You let me down, Lan. Very well. In that case, I was planning on having you as our primary healer. I may still need you to be that. In that case, since Sealer's going to be a dragon, in that case, what about a crusader? What about a straight cleric? 2 domains. You could do that. That would be fine. And we're going with wisdom, my friend, all the way down the line. Channel positive energy. Glory Domain gives you Shield of Faith, Blessed Weapon, Searing Light, Divine Power. Law Domain gives you protection from chaos. Sun Domain. Fairy Fire, we're going with that. And War Domain. Yes. Sun first. And War. Waljiff! You're going to stay right where you are, my friend. I think you're fine where you are. Let's see. Bear's Endurance and... do I want... No, Create Pit. Take out Bear's Endurance as well. Give you some webbing. And my friend, Ember. A stigmatized witch. You could easily become a dragon yourself, but I don't think you're going to. You could very easily become a dragon yourself, actually. But you aren't exactly good on the attack, are you? You're going to give the evil eye as well. And I think... Do you already have grease? Glitter dust could be useful. Fine. And there we have it. Oh, Sealer. Oh, you don't have any more of those. I was going to say you could remove some tiredness from some of us at least. Somebody ripped lumps of flesh from these dead bodies. That's not very nice of them. Ooh, nasty. We have a negative energy channeler. That Vermlek, I believe. Sends nasty negatives at us. Sealer. Waljiff.
Cover me, all right?
Camellia, can you take that down? No. Ember, can you? Alright, Lan, on there.
Strike count.
I must check something. I think real life is paging me momentarily. Where are we? Alright, so Yorkie.
Let the attack commence.
That's some damage done. Sealer.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Put you down. I will be winding up immediately after this fight. Real life is paging me and I have time to finish this and then that's it. So for those who are with us, thank you. For those who are not, I hope to see you next time. I have been Sir Yorkie of the Shire,
Distract them from me.
and this is my time in Golarian as Pathfinder, Wrath of the
I'll
Righteous.
cut you wide open.
Am I doing it wrong?
Well, yes, because you didn't take them down. At this point, they can just go in live.
The world in crimson.
Where are we going? Where on earth are we going? That we seem to be in a rush to get to.
Trail me.
All right. And that, my friends, is it. Join me next time as we continue our journey through the market square. Very well.